There's a lot of new things going on at Shrimpy. Recently, with the developments in the DeFi market, the Shrimpy team has been making a bit of a transition from centralized exchanges into the DeFi market. So we're currently working on DEX integrations. Soon we're going to be working on yield farming, lending, and other ways to earn cryptocurrency through the DeFi market. So these are just some of the exciting things that are coming to Shrimpy. So up until this point, we focused on centralized exchanges where customers can come to us, they can connect their assets through these centralized exchanges, but that's shifting now as we allow customers to connect wallets and other custody solutions so that they can manage their entire portfolio across both centralized and decentralized solutions. By the end of this year, we're going to launch decentralized exchange trading, as well as we're revamping the entire application. So we're going to be redesigning the dashboard, redesigning the automation pages, and the backtesting features, among other things inside Shrimpy. So this is just the start of what we have for our customers coming over the course of the next 6 months. That's a very difficult question. At any point in the cryptocurrency history, it's been very difficult to predict where the market is going to go from time to time. So the shift that we're seeing right now is a shift for DeFi, decentralized finance, essentially. So what that looks like is allowing more solutions and more platforms to be built on top of these decentralized protocols and these decentralized applications. So I believe within the next year, that is the direction that it's going to continue going. When you look at the market as a whole, I think there's eventually going to be a shift away from these centralized solutions, these centralized exchanges, and more focus on these decentralized solutions. I think the price action that we're seeing in the crypto space from assets like Bitcoin is driven by a lot of different factors. I think institutions in particular have been taking a more aggressive approach to this new market, buying up these assets to put on their balance sheet and add to their treasuries. But I think there's more to that. I think there's larger retail adoption. I think there's new approaches to solving problems that are being found, particularly in the DeFi space. And I think all of these different solutions that are being created create a new way for us to think about our financial system and think about the way that we interact with money. I would say that it's neither fundamentals or hype. I would say it's a combination of both. I think there are certain aspects that are certainly driven by the fundamentals. I think there is hype that is driven by new exciting opportunities that are coming up in the crypto space, like, for example, NFTs has been very popular over the course of the last few months. Although there is a lot of great fundamentals to NFTs, for example, I think right now we're sort of in a hype phase that will hopefully continue, but we'll sort of see where it goes from here.
A lot of problems that cryptocurrency investors face, and I myself had faced, was kind of managing funds across different exchanges and managing funds like from my offline wallets and having them in the same, having like a dashboard, if you will, to look at like all of my assets and all of my currencies. So that's a problem that Shrimpy really helps to solve, and you can also trade those assets as well, which is a big useful point.
Shrimpy plans on embracing DeFi from a number of different avenues. So first, of course, we're going to be integrating decentralized trading through these DEXs. We're also going to be offering lending, yield farming, liquidity mining, staking, all of these different types of DeFi services through Shrimpy. And then, of course, we're going to be taking it a step further by connecting to all of these different liquidity pools, so that you can access your funds across any of these solutions. So the goal of Shrimpy is to be able to track, monitor, allocate, manage, maintain your portfolio across all of these different solutions, whether they're centralized exchanges or decentralized protocols.
It's fun. We're always on the go. Like, we're trying to make things happen instead of like, oh, we'll do this later. We're like always on to the next thing. Like, how we can make this better, how we can make our product more solid, more strong. So we're always striving to improve our product in every possible way so that our users can have the best experience in managing their portfolio.
As a startup, companies face obstacles every day. So every single day we're solving new problems. Every day we're rethinking the way that we're doing things, whether it's from the onboarding process, how we get customers into the market, whether it's about how we execute trades or how we optimize our platform. So I would say every day we're solving problems, and every day we have obstacles that we need to overcome. Certainly some days are bigger than others. For example, as I mentioned, we are going into the DeFi market, so there are pretty large hurdles that we're overcoming in order to offer a solution that's beneficial for all of our customers. At this point, there's a lot to build, there's a lot to develop, so every single day we're going over these obstacles and we're trying to solve new problems. As we continue into the future, this is going to be a recurring theme that we have to deal with.
From a design perspective, we try to design it in a way so it's like easier for our user to understand our complex features. So they don't have to go through documentation, tutorial, and stuff like that. It's like everything's laid out and designed in a so intuitive way so user can figure it out by themselves. I think that's what makes us unique from other competitors.
Yeah, so we certainly saw an increase in demand for Shrimpy, and we've seen good growth because of that. We certainly hope that there continue to be growth, and that's what we expect. We are, and just from cryptocurrency trading, there are many other features and benefits that Shrimpy can provide, such as portfolio management and other high-level features. That we've seen that's certainly demand for, and we expect that to certainly increase. We had support for other services and platforms. We expect that growth could continue.
When I first looked at the company logo, it gave me a seafood restaurant feel. So then at the beginning, we didn't have a lot of time to focus on that. We were trying to make our interface better, how we can make it easier for our user. Then when we got a chance, we did the whole redesign for the Shrimpy logo, and there's an article about that. The logo basically, it represents the whole company's background, how we get started. So we actually didn't want to change the core identity of the company logo. So we kept it. We definitely explored different other options for the logo for the company, but I think we went back to the original core identity, which we didn't want to change because most of our users are familiar with our company through that logo. So it was crucial for us to stick to that.
So this is a question asked by a lot of my family members as well. Elon Musk has mentioned that cryptocurrency is coming back, so we should definitely invest. He's a smart guy. He knows what he's talking about. But as with any influencer giving financial advice, it's important to kind of take it with a grain of salt. Understand he also wants to make money. It's not like he's not going to be making money off people dumping coins, money into coins, and the price goes up and then he sells out. I mean, it could totally be something like that. So you just have to be careful of what information you take.
The reason we settled on Crabby was because we're very terrible at naming things. We were sitting around, we were eating crustaceans at the time, these big Dungeness crabs that you'd have to take apart and eat. So while we were doing that, we were trying to think of names. Ultimately, somebody was like, what if we just called it Crab or something? And then somebody else was thinking, well, it should be a little bit more playful than that. So we were thinking, Crabby, something to do with a more playful way or variation of crab. So that's essentially how it started. But it's not a very good reason to select a name. So if we had to do it over again, maybe we would spend more critical thinking around the name.